right. So now the next thing is the uses of electrolysis. Now, many uses of electrolysis exist, and all of them relate to these same concepts. You should be able to know these rules, either this method or this method, and you should be able to write the equations for these things. मैं उनके uses आपको बता देता हूँ. First one is electroplating. Electroplating is that you make a layer of one metal on the other metal so that it safeguards it. I'll give an example. Let's say I have a copper ring. ठीक है, अब copper जो है उसको it can tarnish, or I have iron की कोई भी material है मेरे पास, it can tarnish, उसको कोई problem हो सकती है. So how can I safeguard it against rust? I can paint it. That's one option. I can put a layer of zinc on it. That is one option. Or I can put a layer of a less reactive metal. All of these are barrier methods. Barrier methods. To safeguard anything, I use barrier methods. And barrier methods में आपके पास paint है. Barrier methods में आपके पास galvanizing है. Galvanizing क्या होता है? Layer of zinc. Why? Zinc is more reactive. Zinc more reactive than iron वगैरह होता है. तो that makes it less reactive. क्या होता है कि let's suppose ये आयरन का पीस है, मेरी गाड़ी है आयरन की, ठीक है? You see, अगर मैं टीचर ना होता तो मैं आर्टिस्ट होता. अब इस गाड़ी को I want to safeguard it against rusting. So then I can put a layer of zinc on top. Now, what will a layer of zinc do? If I put a layer of zinc on top of it, then let's say there is oxygen molecule that comes to react with it. When it comes to react with this thing, जब layer of zinc नहीं है, तो वो उसके साथ react करेगा और यहाँ पे rust हो जाएगा. Wow, windshield पे rust कर रहा हूँ मैं. But you get the idea. But when I have a layer of zinc on it, then this can react with zinc and make like tarnish the zinc here. वो iron तक पहुंचेगा ही नहीं. It will react with this. And after a while, zinc will react, and then zinc I can throw out and put another layer. This is galvanizing. Paint will do the same thing, except option आएगा paint के साथ वो react कर नहीं सकता, तो it will just bounce off. There are some paints that react with it, so it will still react with paint and not get to the iron part in the middle. Okay? Galvanizing is when you sacrifice zinc. So there is another name for it, sacrificial protection. Yes. Now, the third option is I plate a layer of something else. That could be something that is even less reactive, like copper or gold, if I'm the Shah of Qatar or somebody. Then, if I have a gold layer on this, then what will happen? My iron in there will, obviously, gold is a barrier. Oxygen cannot react with gold. It will just bounce off. So gold will make sure that it is safe. Now, how do I do that? What do I want? I want a layer of gold. So what's the easiest way to put a layer of gold? This. Make a reactive anode of gold. So अब क्या होगा? सबसे पहले I will take reactive anode of that metal, जिससे आपने plating करनी है. And cathode will be जो आपने material को safeguard करना है. So my car will be my cathode and gold will be the anode. What will happen? I have gold cathode and let's suppose I have copper sulfate solution and my car is the anode. Sorry, car is the cathode क्योंकि वहां पे ions ने आने. This will be the anode. My bad. Anode. Okay, so what will happen? When I have gold anode, rule number 1 applies. Reactive anode discharges. So gold ions will be made. इसके ions भी है ना? Copper ions, sulfate ions, hydroxide ions, and hydrogen ions. All of those are there. Now at the anode, gold will ionize because it's reactive material. And at the cathode, what will happen? Which one is less reactive? Gold, copper, or hydrogen? Gold. So gold will go and make a layer on the car. So the car will get covered with gold, an even layer of gold on top of the car. What will happen when I run out of gold? Most likely the reaction will stop. But if it does not stop, then once this is gone, my choice comes down to copper and hydrogen. So now I will start getting a layer of copper on top of the gold. So that's not what I want, right? So to do that, what you have to do is you have to time it. You do calculations, which you study in A-levels. You calculate how much time I need to give it so the gold will, so I stop the reaction before gold is finished. But otherwise आपने gold plate करना है, उसके ऊपर copper की plating हो जाएगी, ज़ाया हो गया सारा process. But you understand the idea that if you have gold or silver or copper or जो भी आपने plate करना है, so that you can do. I remember when I was going to get married and I needed to buy some jewelry. So I went to this Lahore में एक jewelry bazaar है. So I went there and I think जो gold plated material था, वो क्या करते थे, वो कॉपर से उसको बनाते थे और उसके ऊपर गोल्ड की प्लेटिंग कर देते थे. तो दैट वाज लाइक ridiculously cheap compared to the actual gold, but it देख के आपको लगता ही नहीं था, लेकिन आप उसको जब हाथ में पकड़ते थे ना, तो you would feel that the gold one was heavier and the copper one was lighter. But then I met this shopkeeper and he told me that he can give me gold plated jewelry, which even if you weigh it will be as if it was made of gold. And what he was doing was that he had tungsten. So instead of copper, he made jewelry out of tungsten and then he plated it with gold. So now tungsten has its density, which is very close to that of gold. So when you held it in your hand, it felt as if you were holding pure gold because it looked exactly like it was made of gold. Because plating hogi na, the whole thing was covered in gold. But the underlying thing was what that thing is, tungsten. So that was interesting. All right. So that brings us to this first electroplating. Electroplating is the first method, first usage of electrolysis. We will do more usages. Next class में हम करेंगे extraction of metals. That's one big use of redox reaction, and electroplating is of course the other one.